Right now, say I want Josh Taylor and get the Josh Taylor fight because he takes with him. That's right. So anybody on that pipeline right now, that's a big deal.
I talked to Zach, but the same day that James Tony came and signed the contract. Wow. So I'm talking to both of them on the phones like this. Look, I got Zab on one phone, I got James on one phone.
He's gonna beat Sean. Everybody listen, he's gonna beat Sean. He's gonna beat Sean. He's gonna beat Sean.
Mike Lewis is the perfect example of what I'm talking about.
Yo. Welcome to Let's Talk Sports, y'all. Hold on. Before I get started, I gotta give one more announcement. And that is this Sunday. Don't know why I won't make it no bigger. Let's go. This Sunday, we got an event for my brother Big Scott. You know, it's a get well event. It's kid-friendly event. Myself and big brother, Mr. Get Right or Get Left Fox will be doing our thing, man, as we hopefully we bring some excitement and some wellness into our life of our brother Scott Stewart, who had a untimely health situation. With that being said, let me go ahead and get down with the get down. What's going on here? Why is doing this to me? What up, Ace? What up, everybody? Now listen, it's gonna be a little different now. I'm not talking about boxing today. We're gonna do a boxing day probably. I'm gonna be live in studio later on today. But I may touch boxing, but one thing I'm touching on right now, man, we're going to the world of women's basketball. Unfortunately, it's been a lot going on in that arena, and I try to stay out of it. But I got caught in a Twitter beef the other day with forgot his name. I think his dude is Robin Lundberg and Sue Bird and Sue other people. It was about a GOAT debate that it was a list. Let me word it right. A list that ESPN put out the other day about the greatest college women's basketball players ever, right? Now, I must tell everybody, before we even get into this, see, when we do GOAT debates in any sport, regardless of what the sport is, when we do GOAT debates, things get a little different. You know, your normal things that you just get the blurt out there, you just can't blurt just certain things out when you're in a GOAT debate. Because when we're in a GOAT debate, we had to get down into the crevices of facts. You got to speak facts. Everything got to be factual when we talk GOAT debate. So what was thrown out there, they was highly upset because Caitlin Clark wasn't ranked number 1 or in the top 5. They was highly upset about this. So this led to a great big bloodbath on Twitter. And all I asked was a question. I asked the question, and the question wasn't I ask y'all right now. Is there anybody in any sport that we call the GOAT that's never won a championship? You know what I'm saying? Is there anybody in boxing, for those my boxing guys, is there anybody in boxing that we say is a GOAT that didn't win a world title? Like these things don't happen. But I wasn't using that to demean it. But let me get down to what I really had to say about the topic. My issue was, then Sue Bird went through, and many people, they started going through Breonna Stewart's legacy, Donna Taurasi's legacy. They started going through Maya Moore's legacy. even last night they was on this group was online bashing Maya Moore, which is a sin. But you know, Maya Moore's legacy, Cheryl Miller's legacy, and all of these great players' legacy, they started nitpicking to who they played with and this, that, and the third. So here's my issue with all that. If you're going to go through their legacy, right, and we're going to play this game, you have to put all the facts on the table. The narrative that keeps getting put out there was Caitlin Clark took over a team that basically came out of nowhere. Iowa was this low-talented team that came out of nowhere, and she dragged them all the way to the national championship. That alone, being able to take a team to come from nowhere, that alone should have put her in the number one or GOAT position. Well, that's not all the way factually true, because the truth of the matter is the year before she got there, Iowa won the Big Ten. Iowa won the Big Ten tournament. Iowa went to the Elite Eight with Megan Gustafson. Y'all, look, you might not be ready for this right there. You may not be ready for this right now, Coach Sean, because I'm talking, unless you want to talk about women's college basketball. If you want to talk about women's college basketball, I'll send you the link. You know what I'm saying? I'll send you the link if that's what you want to talk about, because that's what I'm on right now. I'm going to do a live in-studio show later on today. But right now, this is what's hot on the presses. Like, it's like you know what I'm saying? It's really a bloodbath going on Twitter. But if not, man, stay here, though. Stay here, because I'm dropping some gems right now. Stay here. I'm dropping some gems. Let me get back focused. Like I said, the narrative that's been put out there, and I don't want nobody to think that I have anything against this young lady. I think she's an absolute great basketball player. I think she's one of the greatest basketball players. I just don't think she's the GOAT, and nor should she be ranked above some of the people that's being bashed on Twitter and YouTube right now. I do not think she should be above these people. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? That's my issue. And if you're going to be, because see, when you get to talking about some of my faves, like they talking about it, I get a little touch. So this what made me do this video. I stayed away from this topic because it's been a bloodbath all over social media for a while, but I stayed away from it. I mentioned certain things, but I stayed away from this particular topic up until now. Because when you get to talking about Candace Parker, and you get to talking about Maya Moore, and you get to talking about Cheryl Miller, and you get to talking about Diana Taurasi and Breonna Stewart and so many others, you gotta come with facts. So here's the thing. Take it back to the beginning. Iowa went to the Elite Eight, won the Big Ten in the Big Ten tournament the year before Caitlin Clark got there with Meg Gustafson. Meg, Gabby Marshall, and Kate Martin went to the Elite Eight. No, it's not the Final Four of the national championship, but it's one step away from that. So basically, you didn't take over a team that was from the bottom. You took from a team that was one step away from getting to that area. So when you tell a story, tell it that way. So then when you say the things you said the other day, you basically saying to me that you're telling me Maya Moore, Candace Parker, Shamik Holsclaw, none of them could have took a team from the Elite Eight to the national championship. And they don't even got to win it because she didn't win it. They don't even have to win it. So you telling me they wouldn't been capable of doing that? I think that's as Kobe told the guy in the video, that's a Bikram yoga stretch. You know what I'm saying? You stretch it. Listen, she had easily what could have saved this comment. For those that want to say, if you want to say she had a great college career, no problem. You want to say she had one of the greatest college careers, no problem. To say she's the GOAT, you wildin'. We don't put people in GOAT conversations that didn't win. I'm sorry, you have to win a championship to even enter a GOAT conversation. There's no such thing as a GOAT conversation if you didn't win a championship. And that's the only question I said was, can you be in the GOAT conversation without a championship? And I got rained on, I got bombed on, and ripped to pieces. That's fine. But so we're talking about everything with the Cowboys, huh? Well, I hate to be the downer of bad news, my brother, but no, the Cowboys ain't the greatest team ever, but they in the conversation. 5 get you in the conversation. Now, 5 get you in the conversation, my brother. 5 get you in the conversation. See, we meet the qualifications to be in the conversation. Whether we greatest or not, we meet the qualification. See that even though this question ain't got nothing to do with this topic, it helped out, my brother. It helped out because see, you got to at least have that to be in the conversation. Furthermore, the question I really wanted to ask, since you know, They frame it that she dragged the team with no talent, which we already debunked. That's not true because they took over a team that went to the Elite Eight with Meg Gustafson. You know what I mean? Meg Gustafson was actually the college player of the year before she got there. So she took over a team that somebody else had already led almost to the door. And I'm not taking that. I'm not saying to diminish none of her accomplishment. Her accomplishments are great. She's one of the best. She is one of the best, but she should not be ranked over the likes of Maya Moore or Candace Parker or any one of them. No. You know what I mean? And then Sue Bird went on to say that if I was the draft, if we was doing a draft, there's no way you wouldn't take her in the top 5 over the players that's listed, right? So my rebuttal is simple as this. If, let's just say, for the sake of talking, let's say I chose Maya Moore over her. Well, I would have a high school state championship, 2 national titles, and 4 WNBA championships. So if I did pick her, what did I not get? When you make statements like that, you basically saying the goal there, I don't know. This is a new age sports talk. When we grew up, the goal is always to win the championship. If you in Little League, Pop Warner, Park and Rec, whatever, even if you playing in a regular school tournament, the goal was to win the championship. I don't care what nobody says. It has always been the goal. So you're telling me people who have won championships at every level, you wouldn't pick them over somebody that never won at any level? That doesn't make sense. I'm sorry. I think Sue Bird is basically, I think in a lot of sports analysts nowadays, I think most of these people just talking to be because they got podcasts now. You don't want to mess up your algorithm to say the wrong thing. You don't want to speak facts. You don't want to tell the truth of the matter. So you're just going to say what sound good and let your views and likes go up. That's cool. That's cool. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna speak the facts. The fact is, she didn't drag a team out of nowhere. She took a team that went to the Elite Eight before she got there to the national championship, and unfortunately, she didn't get it done. Not to mention, who was on the team that she lost to? See, that's a whole other conversation. And they are religiously online saying that Angel Reese can't play basketball. So a team led by somebody that can't play basketball and a bunch of people that I don't think none of them going to be on the GOAT list beat your GOAT. So make that make sense. You know what I mean? Now they're trying to say that LSU was stacked. Well, who? And I'm not coming Flage, none of y'all. I'm not saying y'all not great players. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that I don't see nobody putting none of them on the GOAT list. You know what I'm saying? I don't see none of them putting them in a GOAT debate. You know what I mean? So we're gonna play that game. Not only, so tell me this, who was on the team you lost to? That go for that South Carolina team too, that everybody's crying about. This so talented. They got so many players. Who on that team gonna be on the GOAT list? Not to mention when you break down that game, when you look at the game, right? Because we let all this slide. We let all this slide. I let it slide till we got to this GOAT debate. Till they got online and started slandering some of my fades. When they started slandering Maya Moore, I said, "Oh, y'all done went too far. You done went too far now." When you start slandering Maya Moore, you went too far. I had to make this video. I'm sorry. But when you break down the game, when you look at the game, 2 different coaches from 2 different teams used the same strategy. In the LSU game, Kim Mulkey played 6 guards. She played 6 guards in that game. Go back and look at it. Everything I'm saying, you can Google. They played 6 guards that game. And each guard that she was guarding had the green light to shoot. They didn't run the game through their bigs. They ran the game. They shot more 3-pointers in that game than they did the entire season. People that was averaging 6 points a game scored 20 in that game. Because of course they're gonna say, well, Angel Reese was the 5th leading scorer. Yeah, she was the 5th leading scorer because the other 4 scorers had a different matchup. 4 different guards scored 16 points or better in the national championship game. So regardless of which one you say she was guarding one of them. You know what I mean? So the GOATs were two-way players. They wasn't just scorers. They wasn't just assisters. They played defense. They shut down passing lanes. They could block you. Like you saw Juju the other day. I'm going to get to Juju, but you saw Juju in a game the other day. She had 8 blocks. I'm not taking nothing away from this girl talent, but when you start having GOAT debates and you're putting her above GOATs or people that we say are GOATs, this is what you got to do. This is what GOAT debates are. We get knee deep. We get down into all the details. See what I'm saying? Just saying, oh, well, she scored more points and got more assists than them. That's not going to get you home. That's not going to get you home. So tell me again why you lost the national championship. Because there was no GOATs on LSU. There was no GOATs on South Carolina. And the narrative that you didn't have nobody on your team is not true because you had 2 players, Gabby Marshall, Kate Martin, who had played in an elite game prior to you getting there, and you added Stokey, who was one of the best high school players in the country. That's not gonna get you out of this. I know I'm probably gonna have some sidebar dudes online ripping me to pieces for what I just said, but it is what it is, man. I had to get this off. Because you can't be out here bashing the greats just to uplift with it. The man, listen, she's the biggest attraction in women's sports right now. She's the biggest attraction in the WNBA. They just said the other day that they're going to make 41 of her 44 games nationally televised games. And you know what I mean? She got Rookie of the Year. You could say she had the greatest rookie season in the history of the WNBA. Why that ain't enough? Why is that not enough? Why that's not enough for y'all? I mean, you don't want to let nobody do nothing. We can't have nothing else. These women earned their spot and they earned their legacies. Let their legacy stand. She didn't do what needed to be to take their legacy from them. That's that. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. You know what I mean? And secondly, I'm going to say this. Because it seemed that y'all approve of the team she got right now in the WNBA. So I hate to be the Don of bad news. This year is championship or bust. It's championship or bust. This time next year, we can't be talking about ticket sales and viewership. You better say championship. Because if we still talking about ticket sales and viewerships when it comes to this player, that's a problem. That's a problem. You can't keep using that. You can't keep using that every year. Eventually, you got to get to the word championship. This is not me dissing. I think she's a fabulous player. She's a great player. But some of these things that we doing, we have got to stop. You know what I'm saying? Like I was enjoying Unrivaled. We couldn't even finish Unrivaled. We couldn't even get to Unrivaled and what Chelsea Gray did out there and what they was doing. We couldn't even finish that. We can't even enjoy the NCAA tournament now. We had to stop to do this. You know what I mean? Every headline, every topic don't got to be this. But y'all, you got my attention. Speaking of that, yesterday, I mean, what's going viral around, and the only reason I'm mentioning this because I don't like the way some of this is being portrayed. Now, the part about how mama sat Juju Watkins was seen sitting at the basketball game with Jayden Danels. And the mama ended up between them and all of that good stuff. And that was a funny, rival moment. But what I didn't think was funny and what I didn't think was cool is how some of these sites are now putting up all of these videos and they're calling Juju out of her name. They're calling her a thought and they're calling her Instagram chick, some bot, all of these crazy things. And which is completely out of bounds. Look, vote for who you want to vote for. Your favorite player can be your favorite player, but don't disrespect these women because you're a fan of somebody else. You know what I mean? Juju Watkins is one of the best basketball players in the nation, if not the best basketball player in the nation. She is not no bot. She's not no thought. Do not address her like that, and they should not be online framing her that way. You know what I mean? I don't know the situation. Some people say they cousins. Some people say I don't know. But all I know is she was there because she was playing in the tournament. You know what I mean? Her team played in the tournament in that building. That's why she was there. I'm pretty sure in passing. I don't know. I'm not even going to speculate. All I know is I don't even care what their situation is or what mama was doing. You know what I mean? But my problem is them people are calling this young lady out of her name and it shouldn't be that. That is so out of pocket. So out of pocket. for these sites because you want to get views and likes. So you got to disrespect this girl because you like somebody else or you're promoting another player. That this new age, I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna say this new age sports media is garbage. This new age sports media is soft, and we're not gonna do that over here at Let's Talk Sports. And let you know, we got some big things. I will be covering the WNBA this year. So you will see myself and a couple of my partners. We will be live in the building. I chose not to do the Wizards this year. I chose not to do the Wizards this year because timing was bad. And we'll be doing the Wizards games next year. But this year, we'll be covering the Mystics games. I mean, the WNBA game, the Mystics games, and things like that. So, a lot be on the lookout for a lot of in-person, interviews with some of these players and some of the coaches and all that. We're gonna be out by the locker rooms. We're gonna be in the building. So, and speaking, I think the Mystics, they did the Mystics really bad. They didn't get one national televised game. I think that was get back for the owner saying what she said about Kayla Clark. I think they really sent the message to her and gave the Mystics not one national televised game. Other than the ones that they got with the Indiana Fever. They didn't give them not one national televised game. That is diabolical. But that's cool. But I'm gonna tell you something. Why DMV? They got a lot of picks. They have a lot of draft picks. So the Mystics will be a very young team this year. But I like some of the players they got on the team already. I really like I like Shakira. I like and Aaliyah Edwards has shown that she's definitely gonna be a force to be reckoned with. She beat Stewie in a 1-on-1 12-0. She got matter of fact, Aaliyah Edwards made it all the way to the finals of the 1-on-1. See, the women the Unrivaled League showed the men how it's supposed to be done. They had a 1-on-1 tournament. They had a 1-on-1 tournament during their season. And in that season, Aaliyah Edwards of the Mystics got to the very last game where they had she played the best of 3 against Fee Collier, who many people feel could be this year's league MVP. And many people feel some people, I don't think she's the best player in the league. I don't think she's past Asia, but many people think she's the best player in the league. So, and then Aaliyah Edwards, who was a rookie last year, went all the way to the now the last game. They was up. It was one game apiece. The last game, I ain't gonna lie, Fee put the belt on her in the last game. Aaliyah won the first one. She almost had it done in the second one, and then Fee found a way to win the second. But that third game, Fee put the belt. Fee brought out that. It was one of those things that, what, you got there, you was up here, but the vet had to show you what vets do. But I like speaking. I'm just saying that to say I like Aaliyah Edwards, Shakira, Brittany Sykes. I think the Mystics, and depending on what they do with the rest of that, I ain't forgetting Miss Samuelson. I don't want to say her name wrong, but the Mystics might got a little squad. And I ain't gonna lie, if you just like basketball, if you don't like women's basketball, I'm sorry, but the WNBA season gonna be lit. It's going to be lit. And speaking of that, while I'm here, this narrative that they keep putting out there, how they don't make money and they didn't make money and all that, I don't believe it. And last year is proof that there's nowhere in the world that they lost money last year. And I said this before on my show, and I say it again. Men have been taking advantage of women in businesses since the beginning of time. And I don't think this is anything new. There's nowhere in the world that as a businessman, see, you control a business owner, you control your P&Ls. You control your profit and loss. And business one-on-one, the number one way to make money is to bring in more money than you spend it. So last year, it's nowhere in the world where all of the new viewership and all of the new fans and all of the new record-breaking sales and record-breaking numbers and record-breaking this and is nowhere in the world they lost money. That is an absolute lie. That's men taking advantage of these women. Bottom line. And if you believe that, and everybody that's spewing that online, they can't make money and they still lost money out the ledge. If you believe that, you're a fool. If you believe that, you're a fool. There's nowhere in the world they lost money. Especially, and I'm someone who knows what a P&L look like, who, you know what I mean? I've been in retail management for 31 years. I know what a P&L look like. I studied it. I know how to work a P&L. It's nowhere in the world that they lost money last year with all the new views and money. You know what I'm saying? Arenas that only had a couple thousand had 17, 18,000 in there. All them extra ticket sales, all them extra views. There's no way they lost money. The players didn't get more money, but the owners and the people that run the business, they made money. The players didn't make no more money. So how did you lose money? Because you didn't pay nobody extra. It's not like you paid the women extra money. You didn't. They made more money in Unrivaled. They made more money in Unrivaled than they made in the season. That's another thing. The lie that they put out about Angel. She never said that she was going to sit out. She said, I heard from the vets in the league that they are thinking about sitting out if they don't get what they money. That's a big difference. And for those that don't know, since they go, oh my God, nobody cares if she sits out. Even if she did sit out, she made her money. She made her money. Her WNBA salary only $74,000. She got $50,000 just for that one game in Unrivaled. They got $50,000 for one game. So I'm saying, not to mention what else she made from Unrivaled. So I'm saying, so she made her salary, and plus some from Unrivaled alone. Not to mention she has millions in endorsements. She's good. So she wasn't saying it for herself. She was saying for somebody in our position, I'm going to stand with the women who's being taken advantage of. That's what Angel was saying. You know what I'm saying? That's what she was saying. I'm going to stand with those who need, the support. That's all she's saying. She ain't saying nothing else. And she shouldn't be bashed for that. Somebody who can legit sit out. She can legit sit out. She legit don't have to play this year at all because she's made her money-wise. I don't want this season to be wasted because I think it's going to be a beautiful season because it's some nice rosters out there. It's some squads out there. It's going to be bump out there. So I don't know why everybody just talking about, oh, man, this team going to win the championship, but that team going to win the championship. I don't know. It's bump. It's going to real bump out there. It's going to be a nice season. If you like basketball and you like women's basketball, you might want to tap in this year. This going to be a nice season. It's bump. Feel me? You know what I'm saying? I like the team the Fever got. They do got a nice squad. They got nice vets, nice youngins. You know what I'm saying? Kelsey, CC, Leah Boston, and then you mix in Lexi, Sophie, and then you got Dewana Bonner, Natasha Howard. You brought in the girl Brianna Turner for defense. They got a squad. No question. New York really got a squad. Bringing in the Katasha Cloud, Phoebish, John Quell, Yana Stewart, Sabrina. They got a squad. I'm not Satu, her sister. You know what I'm saying? They got a squad. And y'all sleep if you think Vegas is done with Juju Lloyd, Chelsea Gray, Jackie Young, Aja Wilson, Cheyenne Parker, and Tiffany Mitchell, and all of them. And they got a bomb. Atlanta. You know what I mean? Jordan Candidate, Ryan Howard, Brittany Griner, Brianna Jones, Ryan. I mean, man, they got them up. Maybe Sparks with Darica Hamby. You got Kelsey Plum, Wakia Jackson. I mean, they got squad, man. They got squad. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be a nice year. There's a lot of squads out there. I know I missed a few. Then, of course, you can never count Minnesota out with Fee and them. Fee, Courtney Williams and them. I mean, it's going to be nice, man. So all that, this team over the Mac, this one team, you thinking they ain't going to be sweet. And I like the Mystics. I want to see who they draft. Oh, like I said, man, if you have not done so, please like and subscribe to the Let's Talk Sports Show. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, TikTok. And we will be live in studio later on today. We're going to touch on, the NBA draft. I mean, the NFL draft coming up, the NFL free agency, NBA playoffs upcoming, the NCAA tournament. And I mean, And tomorrow for all my boxing guys, I know tomorrow we'll do straight boxing talks. We'll do straight boxing talk tomorrow. You know what I mean? And we'll get into some of the rumor mills, some of the rumor mill of the stuff people are talking about with Shakur and Antoine, and we'll get into what Fundora did last weekend and all that's going on. I got you. Be on the lookout for us, man. I'm gonna holler back at you in a few minutes. Be blessed.